everybody can kind of see what I'm talking about. There will be a review that links to this video, written by me. So this video is for anybody who kind of wants to watch it, or if you're coming here from the review, I'm going to be talking about all the different things about Destiny 2 that I think impact its quality as a game, whether it's good, bad, so on and so forth. So, real quick, we're going to, let's see, I like Titans, because they've got that cool new Captain America thing going on. So let's see, kind of, we're going to make a dude Titan, because they're nice and big and bulky. Let's check out some of the, I'm going a big tough guy. That one kind of looks like the Terminator. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Terminator XO. Because Terminators are awesome. Let's go with this one. Make him an angry Terminator. Let's see. There we go. Very angry Terminator. Should we do a nice red to highlight? Nah, we'll do black. Yeah. Alright. So, this is Miss Angry McAngerson. Terminator 2.0 or whatever. So I'm not going to talk a lot during the cutscenes because they're pretty cool. Definitely one of the biggest improvements in Destiny 2 over Destiny 1.
Ikora, if you tell me this is a practical joke,
It's Nathan Fillion.
well, it kills me to say it, but
He's
I
the
would be
greatest.
really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
There's also Captain Reynolds in the criminally
Delilah,
underrated show
this
Firefly.
is my serious face. Can't you tell?
Ikora, what have you got?
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
And comms have been spotty for the last few hours. Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Maybe it's just the storm. Maybe it's...
Or maybe...
What do the set feeds tell us?
Nothing.
Well, that's good, right?
No. I mean, they're not there. There are no satellites.
And that's not good.
Yeah, that sounds not great.
Battle stations! Everyone with me, now!
Okay, so here's the thing. I think there are gun emplacements on the wall. Those sure look like huge cannons. And yet, none of them start firing. Granted, they used the cover of the storm to come in, so maybe that's why, but still. Well then. This is not great. Oh boy. See, why can't I have that ship in the game?
Repeat, tower approach. This is City Hawk 723. Anyone
See,
home?
I've played this game a lot.
No response
lot
on any channels. Even
already.
the emergency frequencies.
So,
What is going on
you can't
back
get
there?
that ship as an actual ship in the
Remember
game,
when I told you that you
unfortunately.
fly too fast? Forget I said that. Fly fast.
Yeah, full throttle. Okay. It's definitely not going well. Alright. So you start off
We need
with
to
some
find
very,
Zavala Ikora
very
and
basic gear. I've got a Brave Titan. So, got a standard pew pew gun to start off with. Just pew pew pew. Right? And you pew 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 pew. And you pew pew pew.
This doesn't make
And it's
sense.
fun.
The Cabal conquer systems
one of the
by
main,
blowing up planets.
like,
Whatever
things
they
that
want, it
Destiny,
must be here, in the last
Bungie in general, does really well. All the way back to Halo, Destiny 1, Destiny 2. Shooting things always feels very fun and rewarding. Like that, you shoot them in the head, their little helmet pops off, they're like their, I don't know, like atmosphere, gas, juice, whatever, like vents.
Hey, you two. Give me
Okay.
a sec.
Okay, so he's a hunter, and that's the Golden Gun super ability.
With whoever's behind this. Need a short date.
He's also using the Ace of Spades exotic hand cannon from Destiny 1. It's got the little spade on it, so that was kind of a neat touch. Solid faces, young wolf. Saladin's actually a super cool dude from the Rise of Iron expansion for Destiny 1.
I'll take care of these people.
This
If the
is-
Cabal want war, give them war.
Yeah. This is the Razelator. That is another exotic from Destiny 1. That's the one of the exotic swords that you could get. This is Lord Shax. He runs the Crucible, which is the PvP mode. It's basically like a training area for Guardians to train and do stuff. And you'll see all over here,
We should really grab a gun and get moving.
in these gun racks, these are all Kvostovs, which, if you've played Destiny 1, you will recognize. It's the very first gun you get your hands on in Destiny 1. It's a very basic, like, AR-15 M4 style assault rifle type dealio. Very cool. So we're going to pick up, so we've got the Origin Story, which is a new auto rifle, and the Last Dance, which is a new sidearm. Now the interesting thing about the sidearm is that you can notice it fires in 3-round bursts. This is unusual because most sidearms in Destiny 1 fired a single shot every time you pull the trigger. Kind of like the one I was just using, the Traveler's Chosen. It goes pew pew pew. This one goes pew 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 pew. Now that's interesting because there was an exotic called the Trespasser in Destiny 1 that was a sidearm that fired in bursts like that. But now they're just regular guns that you can get. They're not quite as strong as the Trespasser was. They're like pew pew. Pretty cool. Good fun stuff to use. This auto rifle, you see both of these guns, the what's it called, the Last Dance and the Origin Story. These weapons you can get later in the game as legendaries, which are a purple rarity. They're second highest rarity, and they can be fully upgraded to increase your power level. Your power level, for those of you who don't know, is this number right here. It's kind of an average of your attack and defense capability. The higher it is, obviously, the better. And it averages between all of your weapons and armor combined. So, okay, so this guy, one of the interesting new things. If you use an energy weapon, it takes down their little bubble shields faster. And if you use the element that corresponds to that shield element, so like, here, if I peg him, you can see it's an orangish red shield. That means it's solar. So my sidearm here is solar elementally charged. And you'll notice when I popped his shield with it, it did a his shield actually like exploded, and it will damage nearby enemies. Now, even if your elemental damage type doesn't, so like if I was using an electrical elemental charge and popped his shield, it would still drain it faster than shooting it with just straight bullets like this auto rifle, but it wouldn't have the area of effect explosion. These guys. My gun is glowing because it has a perk that every time I get a kill, it increases the damage up to 3 times for a very short period of time. Throw a grenade, and I totally missed that grenade throw. Okay, see here, I'm low on health. But I'm a Titan, and that means never back down.
You're not just assaulting the tower. Look at the Traveler.
That big orb there is the Traveler, by the way. For those of you who maybe haven't played Destiny 1 or didn't pay attention, maybe, I don't know. So that's Traveler. It's the reason I have super cool abilities like I got. You'll see here in the next area.
My ghost keeps tagging these Cabal as Red Legion. Cora, what do you got?
They're elite, ruthless, and rumor is they have never known defeat.
Yeah.
Until today. Today they face Guardians.
But Zavala, they're attacking the Traveler.
The Traveler waits. We protect our people at any cost.
So yeah, for some reason you always get paired up with randos in this part. I'm not sure why. See, if you come up here, you can see old Zavala face. You hide in here, he protects you from a missile barrage. And then I can do this. This is my super ability. It's called Fists of Havoc. And that is a Titan-specific super ability. Basically, as you can see, you just slam the ground a bunch of chimes while charged with electrical energy. And it kills these guys really quickly. So the Traveler is the reason we can do all this. He gives us the light. I know, nice generic term for it. But that's what it is. So the light is what allows us to do throw grenades. And there I got exploded by the missiles. I was right outside the death. See, you only get so long to use your super though, and then it runs out, and you have to wait for it to recharge. So it's best saved for situations like this, where you've got a lot of enemies. Or, depending on the super ability, like Cade's Golden Gun that you saw earlier, where he shot the guys and they just disintegrated in fire. That super ability is really good for damaging boss enemies, like really big tough guys, because it does a lot of damage, and one of the perks you can get gives it better precision damage. So if you hit an enemy in their weak point, like their head, it does even more damage and boosts the damage for the next shot. Okay, get inside Zavala's shield. Yep.
More Red Legion! Show them what Guardians are made of!
So anyhow, the golden gun can do a lot of precision damage, so if you can hit a boss in their weak spot, you can actually do a lot of damage really quickly. Which is useful for strikes, raids sometimes, just, you know, when you get to a damage phase and you want to take down the boss, take his health down real low with a minimum of effort. You save your, you know, golden gun or whatever for that, and it does quite nice. Now, usually you can't use stuff as, like, Fists of Havoc as effectively on a boss, just because it's more of an area of effects thing. It's more useful for clearing a bunch of ads, like these guys here that I've been shooting a bajillion of with these randos. So, it's more useful for that. You clear out a bunch of ads quickly and generate a bunch of orbs of light. You may have noticed at the bottom left of the screen above my ammo bars and everything, it would say Spartan 042 generated so many orbs of light. The orbs of light are literal orbs of light that you can find. Hang on. I think let's go this way. But the orbs of light are literal orbs of light that your teammates can pick up. Right here, these. Is that Zavala dead? Yup. Yeah, he can sometimes die like that. I'm trying to remember where it is. There is a neat little Easter egg here somewhere. I'm just gonna see if I can find it real quick. Go away. I'm looking for a thing. I think it's in this section. Funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I found it before, but I can't remember where. So, this is where the gunsmith used to set up shop. Unfortunately, I cannot take any of the guns, or rocket launchers, or anything useful. None of it. I can't take it. Not allowed. This is where the Cryptarch used to be. He would decrypt all your engrams to get you new loot. Not bad. Looking for Easter eggs. I can't remember where it is. There is a purple ball from Destiny 1 that people would kick around the tower. It was mostly there just for fun. It didn't actually do anything. It didn't, you know, it wasn't part of a quest. It didn't give you any loot or anything. It was just fun. And you came here to get your loot decrypted or visit the vaults, which are over there, the big tower things. That's where you store all the stuff you weren't using right now. You can transfer to other characters that way. You'd come here and you'd just kind of... out of ammo for my auto rifle. There we go, there's a little bit. I really like the way they rebalance the weapons, because you can essentially have two primary weapons now, and that way if one runs out of ammo, for example, you have the other one to fall back on. I can't seem to find the purple ball, so I guess we're just gonna move on. Anyways, the purple ball, it was in Destiny 1. It was, you know, it was here in the tower, and everybody would kick it around, and it was just a fun time, and they squished it. Somewhere in this area, I think it's in that area, you can find it squished on the floor. Those damn dirty Cabal, they squished it. Speaking of, dead Cabal. Dead Cabal. Dead Cabal. Happy little sweeper bot. This was in response to apparently a joke on the Destiny 1 forums that one of the sweeper bots was actually secretly the most ultimate badass in all of Destiny. So I'm pretty sure that's what this is it's referring to the fact that the sweeper bot, so awesome, it just murdered all these Cabal, and now it's trying to sweep up the, you know, debris and gook, whatnot. Listen, he's so happy. He doesn't even care. He's just so happy. It's adorable. And that was a Nova Bomb.
Speaker is gone. Red Legion,
That was also good for boss damage.
you will find no mercy
At least in
me.
D1. I haven't really... I don't usually play Warlock a lot, so...
She'll find the speaker.
I don't know.
On the command ship. Now head
But,
to the North Tower. I'm sending Amanda Holliday
I don't
to
know
pick
if
you up.
Nova Bombs changed a whole lot since Destiny 1, but Nova Bomb was another... It's good for group clearing like you just saw, especially because you could make it splinter into 3 separate bombs, so it would cover a wider area. But it was also... Is the orange ball over here, maybe? I'm not seeing it. Clearly, Ikora was busy. She's doing work, putting these Cabal down. Oh yes, one of the new enemies. They really like flamethrowers. Super into it. The neat thing is, you shoot their flame tanks and they explode. Nice and convenient. Especially because they do damage to the enemies around them. If you do it properly. Now this is a door you can never go through in Destiny 1, so this is technically a new area.
Holiday is inbound. We need that ship off the field.
Sure. Get right on that. That purple box is heavy ammo, or power ammo. Unfortunately, I don't have a power weapon to show you guys yet. It's really cool, though. They've actually added a couple new power, or a couple new weapon types to Destiny 2 that weren't in Destiny 1.
Zavala, picked up that Guardian you
Submachine
never showed
guns,
up about?
Get them on that command ship.
these burst fire sidearms. There's full auto sidearms
back
made by
there.
Suros. Suros is one of the in-game weapon manufacturers. They make guns for the Guardians. So you have full auto sidearms. There's now grenade launchers.
Come on, big guy.
I want to say
Do something.
there's something else that I'm not thinking of right now. Oh yeah, linear fusion rifles, which are similar to an exotic weapon that was in Destiny 1 called the Sleeper Simulant. Normal fusion rifles, you charge them up and they shoot out a bunch of beams of
Alright,
energy,
Guardian.
like
Time
kind of
to
like a
check
shotgun
alerts.
blast. And those are back. You can still get regular fusion rifles. But now there are also linear fusion rifles, which, like the Sleeper Simulant from the first game, you charge up like a fusion rifle, but instead of a shotgun blast of energy, it's a single beam. So again, really good for precision damage for bosses or really tough enemies. So
Let us know when the
it's
shields
kind of
are down
neat.
and we'll
Those
hit
are the
that
drop
ship with
pods they were
everything we
using
got.
earlier. That's how they've been launching in. So it's kind of a neat little thingy. I actually just got it's called the transmat effect for my ship that puts me in one of those drop pods. So basically whenever I spawn into an area on one of my other character,
Hologram could help. Let me take a look.
I spawn in one of those, and then it disassembles like the ones they write in. It's really cool looking. My buddy ID has one also.
Okay, the shield generator should be at the bottom of the ship.
So yeah, this is definitely a big improvement over Destiny 1, both visually and in terms of storytelling. Destiny 1 I had a lot of fun with, but the vanilla story was severely lacking. What was there was kind of neat. Like the Exo Stranger, I still wish we'd learned a little more about her and her motivations and everything that was going on. but they just kind of dropped her for some reason. But yeah, you had like the Exo Stranger was cool, you know. You had some neat ideas thrown around. They just didn't do much with them. So you didn't feel like you had any particular reasoning or I guess
King, what's your status?
like there was no.
Low on ammo. Old flaming pit. Kept burning out. Anyone heard from Akora?
Not since you went for the speaker. Form up! On me!
Yeah, so, anyways, what I was saying, Destiny 1, the story felt very kind of aimless. Like, what was there, like I said, was kind of neat. It had potential, but it just felt like they didn't really do anything with it, and it fell very flat, and that's where a lot of people kind of checked out. Now, granted, I came in just last year, so I came in, I got the full collection, which all the expansions, Rise of Iron, everything. I was all up to date. And starting with Taken King and moving into Rise of Iron, now those expansions had great storylines. Still not quite as solid as what we get here in Destiny 2, but fair enough in their own rights as expansions. And definitely way more than they gave us in Destiny 1's vanilla story. So, definitely something they've listened to the fans. They clearly took their time. They wanted to. Okay, this guy doesn't have a shield, so that's not going to help the tongue. But it was definitely something they really listened to the fans about. Tried to take, you know, everybody's feedback into account. It's flying, so I can't really hit him with this. Jerk. There. So anyhow, yeah, so they've definitely improved their storytelling. And graphically speaking, this looks much better than the first Destiny ever did, also. Even, I'm just playing it on a regular PS4. I don't have a Pro. I'm not playing it in Super 4K, HD, you know, whatever, 1,000 gigabyte, you know, resolution, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, people get all excited about. I'm just playing it regular. Like, at the lowest, basically at the lowest possible settings. And it looks fantastic. Some of the enemies have really intricate designs now. Some of the enemies from later in the campaign, the Vex, who are returning antagonists from Destiny 1. They have a planetoid area all of their own that you'll meet up with them, called Nessus. It's actually one of my favorite places to go, aside from Earth. But they have a very, a lot of them have like a very intricate, like, etching and stuff on their chassis. It just looks really cool. You can see it a lot clearer now.
The shield generator should be straight ahead.
Other way. But yeah, just graphically, and I mean, like, look at the lighting. Look at that. The arc effect there, the electricity, like this ominous red lighting. It's really good, I think. Granted, I grew up with, like, Super Nintendo, original Nintendo. My grandma had an Atari that I played, so, like, I'm easy to impress. Basically, if it's still in 3D, you got my attention. Because I'm used to things, you know, 2D side-scrollers, and that was, like, we were lucky to have that much. So, at the same time, I think most people are admitting that Destiny 2 looks really, really good graphically. It's also fun to play. I mean, look at this. You shoot a guy, you shoot that guy, and the guns all feel really fun to use.
All right, destroy the turbines. The shield should.
See, like, look at this lighting. Look at how, like, there's dark where it's supposed to be dark. And then, like, lights. I don't know. Maybe I'm, like I said, maybe I'm just overly easy to impress, but
Yes.
you know, you
just
shoot
like
these
that.
things. You don't touch those things because that's instant death. You don't want to insta-die.
Heat levels rising. It's working.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that super well on your screen, but I just used the new ledge grab mechanic. Another huge improvement over Destiny 1 ledge grabbing. Freaking fantastic.
We did it. The shields are
Super
down.
useful. Really fun to actually pull off.
Zavala?
I have to go this way.
Amanda,
See,
we're
as now
headed
things are on
topside.
fire. Shit's wrecked. Time to get
Amanda.
out. And we can't contact anybody on the comms. That's great. Oh boy. I think we just hit Fubar. So here we are. We're outside. Made it. But where's our ride?
You don't.
And here is the main villain of Destiny 2. He's actually a super cool guy.
To a world without light.
He's a really interesting character. Kind of cliche. He's the typical evil conqueror guy. Oh, there's my light. Oh, it just went away.
Something's wrong.
Oh no, ghost. Oh jeez. Oh no.
Do not look at me, creature.
Oh,
You are
it's very mean.
weak, undisciplined, cowering behind walls.
Sure.
You're not brave. You've merely forgotten the fear of death.
If you say so.
Allow me to reacquaint you. Your kind
No,
never
ghost.
deserve the power you were given. I am Gaul, and your light is mine.
This is kind of Sparta. I don't know. He doesn't really kick you so much, he just kind of nudges you, but that's what it always reminds me of. So that's your opening. That's it. That's the end of the game. That was Destiny 2. That's it. Go home. Go on. Get out of here. Roll credits. Nah, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Got a loading screen here. So those little symbols in the bottom in the loading screen, those are the symbols for the three classes. Titan, Hunter, Warlock. It's kind of neat. Ah, yeah, I was kidding. Either that or... Is that our soul? We're dead? I think we're dead. Some kind of ghost bird. We're in the water. Oh. Oh, that's great. Triangles. Pyramids. Sure. Something eating a world. Oh, that's the Leviathan from the raid. See a thing. Sword. Shield. Ghost bird again. I wonder what that could be. Days after the attack. So we've been laying in this crater for 2 days. Somehow still alive. Oh man, I'm all fucked up. Look how fucked up I am. I'm missing a piece of my leg armor. I'm missing like my whole left arm armor. My gun is busted up. Look at that. Oh, it's not shiny new anymore. It's all busted. Oh. See, and like, the fun thing is that not only does it change like the like graphic, like it's all scuffed up and broke, but it also changes the description of the. So before it said about using your headbutts, and now it's like every aspect of this helm has been compromised. The gauntlets are a lost cause. Yeah, basically it's all bad. All bad. I'm all wrecked. And look at, I'm so dead. I'm hurt so bad. Can't even walk straight. Look at this. I'm so dead. Ghost. Ghost, are you still alive? I'm not. I'm super dead. So you can't see it, but every time the screen kind of like pulses and darkens like that, my controller vibrates a little bit. I think it's like I'm all busted up and it hurts. And that's the pain pulsing. I stumbled. Oh, this is really bad. Oh, guys. Guys, this is really bad. Oh, there's a ship. Come on, I'm here! Do it! Kill me! Come on! I'm here, do it! Kill me now! Cowards! Bunch of economic girly men. Yeah, I'm all screwed up. Oh, look at the tanks. The dude just walking. Yeah, this is not great. Ghost? Ghost, is that you? Ghost. I'm super dead. Go on without me, Ghost. I'm super dead.
I can heal you, but I can't resurrect you. Not since.
Okay. So since I have no ammo.
Guardian, the light is gone.
I have no light, which means I can't double jump.
They've taken the city.
See, that was the ledge grab again.
Traveler.
I have no double jumps, I have no grenades, I have no supers. I got nothing.
Agent is killing powerless
I got
Guardians.
nothing.
We have to get out of here.
Working on it. I think we're inside the wall,
I'm
maybe?
picking up an emergency broadcast. Rendezvous coordinates. They're evacuating the planet. We're on our own.
Oh, that's great. Super. Let's go to the mountains then. That's probably a good idea. Hey, look, it's a board. Hey, Burb. Come back here, pretty Burb. Oh.
These Guardians.
Oh my.
They had no chance without their powers. That could be us. Guardian, if you die, I can't resurrect you. We need to be very careful.
So here we get one of the new weapon types, an SMG, or as I like to call them, SMIG. So this is an Omelon. This is one of the other weapon manufacturers from the first game, returning. You see they have a cool little, like, fluid bubble on the side of the gun. and they do elemental weaponry, and it's kind of neat. Like they shoot little laser bullets, or compressed fluid pellets or something. I don't know. It's kind of neat though. Like you can see as I shoot, you can see the little bubble on the side of the gun empty as it runs out of fluid. It's kind of a neat little. So I picked up bullets for this too. This will come in handy. Yeah, so submachine guns, pretty cool. They tend to be really high rate of fire compared to, like, say, an auto rifle. They do slightly less damage per bullet. They don't hit as hard, but they tend to, again, have a much higher rate of fire, and they tend to have larger magazines, which means you can put out more bullets faster over the same amount of time. So you can still do pretty solid damage with a good SMG.
It's that Falcon again.
Hi, Burb.
Is it following us? Or
Can't shoot the Burb.
It?
I don't know, but it's been a week. I don't have light. I'm really hungry. Just come to think of it, they never go into that, but it's kind of implied that Guardians don't necessarily need to eat or drink when they have the light, because the light actually, like, keeps their body going and it sustains them. But without it, it's been a week since the attack, according to the little subtitles. Fucking hungry as shit, I bet. Thirsty too. I mean, unless Ghost and I have been finding some scraps here and there or something, I don't know. I don't recall finding any emergency rations or MREs or anything in that trashed camp back there. Who knows? Thunk. Get out of here, snip snap doggos. You'll notice I do less damage to them when they're further away. Weapons in this game, the bullets have damage drop off. So they have a maximum effective range, and then beyond that, they will do almost no damage. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're approaching a combat situation. Scout rifles and pulse rifles tend to have better range. So you can use them from further away. Things like submachine guns and sidearms tend to have really low range, so they're best used up close. Auto rifles can be kind of in the middle, depending on the auto rifle and how you set it up. Higher grade weapons have selectable perks, which allow you to customize a little bit for how you want it to perform. So you can set it up to have a little bit more range, a little bit more stability. Stability, of course, referring to how accurate it is during full auto fire, like that. So you can kind of customize it how you want. I should have made that jump, but it's a plot hole. A literal plot hole. A hole that the plot needs you to fall down. Not a hole in the plot.
Oh, look. Somebody left a perfectly good Guardian lying around. Things must be
My
worse than
helmet's
I
off.
thought.
Can I have your shotgun?
And that's our cue. Time to go, people!
Can I have that shotgun? Wait, give me that shotgun. I want a
As far away
shotgun.
from here as possible.
Give it. I want it. Hey, look, it's that bird. Hey, it's that bird. It's like that dog.
The name's Hawthorne, and this is Lewis, best pilot we got. What about you? Fit to fly?
Yeah, I guess. Sure. If
Well,
you
I'm
give me
gonna
that
need one of
shotgun.
these, too.
Yeah!
Make
Yeah!
yourself useful, Guardian.
Now we're in
All right,
business.
people, spin 'em up. Got a long flight ahead of us.
Yeah, baby. All right. We got a shotgun. Oh, Red Legion.
Do you see, traveler?
So now we're back to this guy.
Grace me with your light. Take your place at the center of my empire. See me, and the Red Legion will be your true guardians.
Sure.
Dominus,
Not.
the city is secure. Those
Hey,
who
look.
fled are being
It's
hunted,
Mr. Raisin Face.
and those foolish enough to remain have been executed. Victory, as with all things, is yours to claim.
So if you can't tell, his necklace thingy there is made out of the cores of ghosts,
All that
obviously
remains
dead.
is the completion of the cave.
and that big one
This
on the,
great machine.
I guess it would be his
Then we
right,
may begin the extraction
the
of
left of
its
the
power.
screen when you're looking at
Put
him.
it to its rightful
That
use.
is one of the exotic hunter helmets from Destiny 1.
I would
So
contend
apparently he killed
that
the
other
hunter that was wearing it.
civilizations may be more
Took it as a trophy.
precise in their naming. Its functions can be controlled and exploited, as we have so clearly proven.
Sure thing, Mr. Raisin Face.
Believe it to be a god.
Dominus. Go. We have spent our lives, you and I, working to reshape our society, reforge our people, rebuild an empire nearly destroyed by Callus's greed and corruption. There is nothing in this universe greater than you. The Red Legion will have that machine's power. You will be called Emperor. What more would the Dominus have?
I would have words with my guests.
So apparently, space turtles have all the same political machinations as Earth. Well, Earth in the past here. It's the speaker.
So you're the one who speaks for the traveler.
Yep, he's the guy Cora was looking for. He was kind of a big part of Destiny 1 in that he would give you quests and things sometimes. I don't know.
Coming up on the European Dead Zone. Gonna be our new home for a while.
Look, do you recognize it? That's where we're supposed to go.
That thing? They call it the Shard of the Traveler. I call it not a place you want to go poking around.
So this is the farm. This is the new social space for Destiny 2, where all your vendors and such will be. So as you progress the story, there will be more people hanging around, doing stuff. So for now, I believe it is just... Yeah, there's my new shotgun. See, the postmaster won't have anything for me now. But if you miss an engram or something, or certain tokens and things, they'll show up there. So in here you have... Oh, he's not here yet. Okay.
North of Earth.
So
Talk to
here you
me.
have Hawthorne and the Burb. You have... Nope, it's not here yet.
One day, I will write the history of the city's...
So you have Tyrokar.
Oh,
glad to see you safe. I am Tyra Karn. I'm sorry. Have we met before? Losing my connection to the light has been...
We have actually met her before. She was in Rise of Iron, she was the Cryptarch in the Iron Temple.
I too have dreamt of it. Its jagged, broken edge. A wound that never heals. But I do not trust its pull. Like us, the Shard no longer knows the light. Not since the Traveler cast it off during the collapse. For centuries it has twisted and corrupted everything around it. Where it lies is now a place of death. If you are determined to go, remember, we Guardians are no longer immortal.
Okay, so she just gave me a thingy. It's better armor than what I've got. I have a shotgun. A really cool shotgun.
We've lost. We are that blind.
We have a ship now. So now over here you have, there's one over there too. These are the new vaults. This is where you can, as you can see, I've got a lot of stuff stored from my other characters. Most of it I can't use yet because this character is not a high enough level. Because levels are a thing. So yeah.
This is... Whew, a lot of civilization. For me, at least. Of course, I've been living outside the city half my life. So... Anyway, heard you want to go poke around that busted-up hunk of Traveler. You Guardians have a weird idea of a good time. Oh well. Lewis and I know plenty about trusting your gut. So I'm not about to stop you. Got enough to deal with here. Take that ship you flew here. At least it'll get you back faster. See all these refugees? I haven't lost one yet. Don't you be my first.
Okay. See, now she sells some gear. I could buy with Glimmer if I wanted to. Actually not going to.
Take care of yourself, okay?
Because I will get stuff soon enough. I think this is my beat up old ship. So one of the fun things in the farm here is Sacker. Go. So if you really wanted to, you could bring in your friends and play a little mini game of soccer. Just for fun. So, I'm going to open the new director. So here's the nice thing. No map here. But when you have a map, when you're in one of the patrol zones like the EDZ or Nessus or whatever, you'll have a map here that will show you the local area. You'll be able to see all of the cool stuff you can do. Adventures, lost sectors. In fact, we'll see that in... will we see it in the next episode? Good question. I don't know. I am planning to, at least at this juncture, do a full story playthrough for you guys. It will be several episodes because I don't want you guys to have to sit here for 5 hours at a time trying to watch me dick around and do things. So, that being said, I think this is where we're going to call the end of episode 1. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video and my commentary wasn't too annoying. And yeah. So, we'll see you next time here in D2.